Hello, welcome back to the stream. So as of last stream, we finished the story mode of Inscryption. So this time I'm going to be hopping on to the Kaycee's mod in-game mode, which I believe is just a more standard roguelike setup. Yep, here's the game. So yeah, I did mention last stream that I wasn't certain if we had truly finished the game because it was a rather interesting finish there. But yes, we did get to all the content in the base game. There's some like strange hidden secrets you can look up more about, but I'm not going to spend all the extra time to go through all of that. So yeah, but here it is, Inscryption Kaycee's mod, and let us continue our run that we barely started last time. And it just looked like it was going to be more of the part one of Inscryption, Leshy's game mode. Okay, one nice thing is we do have the corpse maggots, which was the card we picked up right at the start here. And that'll just put this into play if anything on the board dies, which is a very powerful ability. I believe this is the sacrifice where you can put keywords onto other minions. So I may consider putting this onto the wolf, just so it'll be like automatically played when something dies. Yeah, I think I'll probably do that, but let's see. What are our other options here? On the left, we will fight a totem enemy. Get items, which I think we already have items. Yeah, we don't need items. And get to choose blood cost for a more specific card, but yeah, we'll just stick on the right here. It definitely looks like a more powerful path, especially because we already have full items. And the one most worth sacrificing here seems to be the corpse maggots, and we'll just put it on the wolf. So that, there we go. If something dies, the wolf will just instantly go into play from our hand. Do you want to read this a bit more? If a creature you own perishes by combat specifically. So that's an important part. We can't just sacrifice a squirrel and get it onto the board instantly. It's not that simple. Okay. Oh, wow. The original Stoat art, it's much more simple than the art you saw in the main game. Less humanoid. For understandable reasons. I'll actually just pass here. This next turn I'll pick up a squirrel, so that we can sacrifice these to instantly kill the Raven Egg before it ever gets going. And then we'll just keep attacking in. The thing is, this is just the start. Odds are he won't really be a threat at all. If you watch the game theory for this, I saw the I don't think I saw the first game theory he posted on it, but I did go back the other night and look up the ARPG videos that game theory did. So that was they explained how like there were like codes and stuff hidden within the game. You had to like decrypt a message hidden in the game files. And yeah, it like crossed a lot of his different games. It was pretty crazy. Yeah, that was interesting though, like, because normally I'm used to MatPat kind of going off the rails, stretching stuff farther than what's like really there, but it was literally there. He just followed the code that the like secrets the game dev hid in the game. Yeah, that was pretty nutty. The pernicious vulture, a tyrant of the skies. The tenacious skink. It moves over when attacked, leaving its tail behind. Or the flighty elk. It moves after attacking. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Let's see, what was the, like, rough story of it? So basically, there was some code based on something found on, like, Hitler's dead body or something. Very, very strange stuff. And then, like, the Russians stole it, and then someone smuggled it out on a disc that later got overwritten by Inscryption. And yeah, it was really crazy, but what was crazier is just that it wasn't out of nowhere. He was following the hints that were actually in the code, and it was the final message like given. Just really bizarre stuff. Okay, so I think we just want the skink here, maybe. Either that or the turkey vulture could be interesting. No, I think we'll get the skink. And then we go straight to another sacrifice. I should have been paying more attention. So I think I will sacrifice the skink and put it on the bat. Okay, got the elk fawn over there. We're just gonna play out the stoat and attack in. I'm just gonna get another one of these. Sacrifice these two to finish off the fawn. I need to remember about its effects. And he is conceding. But I kind of don't want to surrender. I think we can instead get an overkill to get like bones. There we go. Okay, which card do we want? Did I do that? So its attack is equal to the number of cards in hand, I believe. The sadistic pronghorn. Woe be to those that meet the ends of its antlers. So this actually has the bifurcated strike, which that's something actually worth sacrificing onto other cards. Nice part is this is cheap, but I don't think our hand will be that big, so I want to get the bifurcated strike to put onto a stronger minion later. Okay, so on the left here, you can get items. We'll just end up getting a pack rat because we're full on items. We get to choose a unit of a specific tribe, and we get to sacrifice something. Far right, we could get 2 campfires or 2 totem options. I just want to go with the campfires to try to power up our cards as much as possible early. You came across a small group of survivors. Faces shrunken from starvation, they huddled around a campfire. They looked upon your group of creatures and beckoned. Come, warm one of your creatures by the fire, one said. Warm it by the fire. That will enhance its health, said another. You noticed one of the survivors wiping drool from their mouth. So in the base game, I never once had them take my card. But now that it's this infinite mode, I would not be surprised if they take something. Let's see, what do we want to stat boost? So So we probably want to boost something that's really cheap so we can play it out easily. So I'll probably just boost the bullfrog, and if it gets strong enough, later on we can use the pronghorn on the bullfrog to split. However, this is also only an HP, so actually I'm going to go with the wolf, because I just want to boost something that already has decent attack. You had an idea. Why not warm your creature by the fire for just a moment longer? One of the starving survivors took a step closer. This would be risky. Push your luck or pull away. Okay, this was never an option before. So I can double down, but I assume at the chance of losing my card. The fire warmed the poor wolf, enhancing its health. I pressed back to try to back away because I do not want to lose this at this point. One of the survivors reached towards it. Another gnashed their teeth. Without a word, you pulled the wolf away from the fire and left. Interesting. So that actually could also maybe help for thinning our deck if we wanted to later. Like you could just keep risking it on a card you don't care much about, and either it'll just get really powerful, or you'll lose that card from your deck, making your deck overall more consistent. Okay. I'm gonna shift over to the right. That's kind of annoying. Don't really have many options though. Attack in. Ooh, nice. It wasn't able to move. I forgot they'd have the fur there to block it. We're just gonna attack in again. Annoyingly, the bifurcated strikes, we don't really have a spot to even do that right now. I think I'm just gonna attack here and let this die so that we instantly play out the wolf. Is there a hammer here? I know in the other game modes you were able to instantly just hit your cards with a hammer and destroy them. I never noticed one in this game mode, and I am not seeing it still. I assume it's because you can just sacrifice things to get them out of the way. Yeah, I'm not seeing it, so most likely no. Anyway, let's see. We don't want the bifurcated strikes. Now let's just attack in. This should let the possum out next turn. And this is overall a pretty easy win, though. There we go. Easy overkill. It's a pretty chill early game. The regal ant queen. She births a new ant once plagued. The monstrous grizzly. Its form speaks enough of its efficacy. The meek sparrow. An inexpensive, if feeble, flying creature. So the Ant Queen's guaranteed to be a 1/3 that gives you a 1/1 in hand. It'll become stronger if you have more ants. Grizzly's really strong, but hard to get out. It would have been so nice. Oh, we're not sure what this is. Is that a reroll? Maybe you only have limited rerolls. Huh. The apotheosized goat. The truest offering. Sacrificing it grants 3 blood. The resourceful possum. A small creature for a small price. And the grizzly again. So here, I think I'm going to go with the black goat just because I think it'll enable stuff later. We don't have enough blood support for the grizzly yet. But getting the goat now might allow it to happen later. We're going back to the campfire. To attack. A group of starving survivors stood around a dying campfire. There is room for a creature around the fire, one said. The warmth will enhance its power, said another. One of the survivors said nothing at all, but could not stop licking their lips. Okay, so this time I want to boost one of the lower power cards. I'm gonna boost the bullfrog. Surely your creature could become more powerful, but you would need to risk another moment by the fire. I'm gonna risk it here. Oh. Before you could pull away, one of the survivors leapt upon the bullfrog. Another jabbed it with a spear. You looked away as a grotesque, feeding frenzy ensued. So that's what you risk. You can power them up one time guaranteed, it looks like. But after that, I don't know what the chances would be. Maybe just a 50-50. But yeah, you risk losing the card. I wonder what the max amount is. Maybe you can only do it twice maximum. Blood and bones flew left and right as you retreated from the scene. Yeah, that's cool that in this mode they actually go through with that. You can lose the card. Because I always thought in the initial part 1, it seemed like it was hinting at that. The amount of items you can carry is already maxed out, yada yada. Not the pack rat, no! The pack rat, always useful. Yeah, I think that was a misplay, because I usually don't like getting the pack rat. It would have been better to just use up one of my items earlier to guarantee I wouldn't fill my deck with another mediocre card. A man stood before you. A man you recognized immediately. It was the Trapper. Wait, the Trapper for our very first boss? That's scary. Or no, wait, am I thinking of the Trapper? I thought the Trapper was the third boss, typically. Yeah, because the Miner was the first. So it must be randomized in some way here. Happens on the base game too. I mean, they never let you do multiple in the base game. And it seems like it only risks after multiple rolls. Unless there's just still a chance of them taking it on the very first boost. I think I used the campfires like probably 10 different times, so I mean, it's still possible they could take it on the first one. It's probably just a really low chance, if so. You reached out to examine his wares, but he stopped you. You were able to do it multiple times, huh? I was never asked for multiple strengthens in the base runs. Sorry, but today you will supply the pelts. Yeah, this is very scary. I am not used to this guy being this early. And one really nice thing we don't even have it in hand. Oh, I was gonna say we'd end up having the wolf later that could come down. But no, they don't even allow us that here. I think I'm just gonna play this Dote over here. We'll start working away at this, and then later we can play down the Pronghorn to start splitting attacks. Thankfully, he does seem to start out with slightly less power here. There we go. We got the wolf. That'll be useful. Okay, now we have to make sure that we don't die here. So he'll deal 1, 2. If we attack in here, this will die. It'll end up playing out the wolf. But I think we just want to get a squirrel, so we have a free jump blocker. Or just a free sacrifice to play something else. Anything else good? Yeah, I'll go ahead and do this. So we can sacrifice these to play out the pack rat. I'll just do this immediately. We'll just rip out a tooth for 1 damage, because we're getting back an item anyway here. Okay, we got the flying, grant flying to all. Okay, that will kill the stoat, bringing the wolf into play. You have a wolf pelt. Okay, we won't die from that, so we're just gonna attack in. Some more pelts. What? I thought I had 1 more life. I am dumb. Oh, that was a terrible first run. I thought I had 1 more life. I thought I had to go beyond the... Oh, that's frustrating. But hey, at least we messed up early, right? Okay, so what I was doing was the Trapper Pelt cost more, so I'd reach the required challenge points. Start with 2 pelts there. Oh, that's what it was. You trade the pelts right at the beginning. Here, pelts. I think I want to go with the mantis here, most likely. Or the adder or the corpse maggots. I can't believe I threw that so hard, man. I'm gonna go with the mantis. Ooh, and then the other one, corpse maggots or adder. I'm gonna go with the adder. You have my gratitude. Okay, next we could sacrifice, fire. Do I have anything even worth sacrificing this to? Wolf, potentially. Otherwise I could go to the fire to strengthen something. I'd probably strengthen the adder, unless it was attack, then I would strengthen something else. Let's see, further down the road here, nothing much else interesting, so... I'm going to go to the fire first. Plus attack. I want to strengthen the wolf. And then we're going to pull away because we cannot risk losing this. Like, my only other guess for why I wasn't able to power up multiple times is if I somehow beat the game in like the minimum possible attempts and they didn't unlock that yet. But I feel like I did lose at least once to the trapper when I didn't like need to. Okay, we're gonna immediately place out the mantis. And the best, like... the best choice for strengthening, like, the base card would have been the mantis. But... we're just of the assumption that we'll, create a more powerful card to sacrifice the mantis away onto later. Like the wolf. Let's see. So here, do I want totem or items? A random card, and that is where the prospector gets cards and gives you one of them, but I think I'll stick on the right here. Yes, Beeg Wolf, infinite power. I think I'll stay on the right here so that I can start a totem. The Adept Kingfisher, a slippery hunter. It looks like I have this reroll available. The Regal Moose, the creatures of the wild make way for it. The nascent fawn, it quickly grows into an elk. I think I like the fawn the most. But the Kingfisher's pretty nice because it can't get hit by opponents and it just flies straight over for direct damage. I think I'm actually going to do the Kingfisher. That would be a really good effect to give to something else. The bones of the ancient woman creaked and groaned as she approached. With gently shaking hands, she placed her offering before you. Okay, well, I can either change my totem for the future to be focused around birds or reptiles. Currently only have one bird, 2 reptiles. And, or I could make it so everything of that type jumps in front to block. I think we're gonna pick up the reptile totem for later. The rough part is we don't have any special lower, like, totem effect yet. Okay, so I think I'll just start out with a mantis here. And then we can play out the stoat here to make sure the raven egg instantly dies before powering up. And then we just attack in. Infisquirrels. Not sure what that is. Oh, is that like they can be sacrificed forevermore? Like infinite times? I assume that's just like one of the actual totem effects that I probably haven't seen yet. Blood. I don't recall making that one. Ooh, whoa. So does the attack go up every time you hit the bell? That's an intriguing one. Here's the other totem half. The decrepit woodcarver appeared before you. Okay, I think I like the idea of the fledgling. They become more powerful after a turn. The flying is also potentially good, but I think this is like more universally strong. You looked up again and the ancient woman had vanished. I actually wanted to go with the other totem head. Because it'd be better to like switch back to squirrels. This guy's locked up again. Okay. Now that one I am a little bit concerned about, because like what's the point? Like the adder has death touch, so what would be like stronger than that? It may lose the special effect. But the positive of it is our bullfrog here might actually become useful. Ooh, so he just gained. Okay, that's cool. Let's do another squirrel. You get Ouroboros in the first mode. No, I never got it in the first mode. I only got it in part 3 of the main story. So the, like, computer world. And at first I'm like, this is garbage. Why am I playing full cost for a 1-1? Like 6 energy for a 1-1. Then eventually I just had no other plays. I played it. It died. It came back as a 2-2. Died. It came back as a 3-3. So yeah, I eventually figured out what it did. But I only got it like at the very, very end of the game. Okay, we're just gonna play out the adder because I want to see what it evolves into. Boom. Oh, you get him from making the board that the picture showed. Okay. That makes sense. Because, yeah, that was, I think, one of the only puzzles in the room I never figured out. You're saying this board. Yeah, I think mine only ever got to be like a 10-10 because I only got it in mode 3. But I think I figured out all the other puzzles. Yeah. Yeah, if there's any other puzzles I didn't figure out, I wouldn't even know, like, unless there's something with these here, but I don't think there is. Okay. What was that telling me to make? A river otter and a mole. So we could go to the trapper, and then the fire, or a new card, and then the fire. I'm definitely going on the right side here because it seems stronger than getting items. I don't care that much about a random new card. How many bones do we have? Is it easy to tell? God, that's hard to see. Is that like 5? I hope that's 5. Care to look at me pelts? Those pieces are higher than I recall, those prices. The trapper was driving a hard bargain that day. Take a pelt, free of charge. See the quality. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna take any others because I only have 4 teeth. Wolf pelt, golden pelt, yeah. I wonder if it's always gonna be that expensive now. Or if it's just a, like, RNG thing. Thanks for your business. I assume it's a permanent thing now. Oh, okay. So I have 4 bone, or teeth, aka the, like, foils in the other modes. Fire. Warm a creature by the fire. Plus health. You're doing the adder. You considered leaving the creature. Let's do it. Oh no! Rip. Rip adder. Before you could stop them, one of the survivors seized the adder and began tearing at its flesh. The other survivors followed the example and began devouring your creature alive. Fearing for your own life, you retreated. No. I really wanted a high health adder. That would be dope. Okay, we are going to give the split attack to the wolf so that we just absolutely nuke him down in like a single turn. I have to remember that I have items I can use. You took in the familiar sights and scents of the trapper's pelts, but something was different. The once friendly man now beheld you with a steely gaze. I'm afraid I must be skinning you today. I really like the music of this guy. It's cool. Okay, so I do have the wolf here, so that's gonna be really good. First, I just want to Finish off this first strange frog. Then I think I'm just gonna jump block something here. Yeah, let's just put this down to block. So we can take one more damage and stay alive. We're gonna do this. Now we are at death. Play out 2. Now we have the wolf positioned here. And we need to block as well this guy to not take damage and die. So I'm gonna use the free squirrel. And now we should be safe. And now we start the phase 2. Exquisite pelts, but the cycle must continue. So here's where I believe I can use the pelt in my hand, trade for stuff from the board. These look significantly weaker than the boss I faced before. Makes sense because he's the first boss instead of the third. Powerful cards. Accept only the finest pelts for them. Trade for what you can, but know this, the rest will stay and fight for me. Okay, so this will stay here. I like that guy being in the way here. Like, this is a pretty weak middle section, so. And thankfully, these are all pretty weak. So I'm just gonna just take this far left side so he has nothing in that row. And let's see what's in the deck. We have a pelt. I kind of just want to start checking out this Kraken because I haven't dealt with it before. Oh, nice. So the attack's actually for every time I've hit the bell in the game. I thought the attack might be how many bells you hit while this was on the board, so this is drastically better than I ever expected. So it gains power over time. That's really cool. Okay, so I just want to place down a mantis here to kill the elk fawn so that our wolf is not threatened, and this should be a really easy clean sweep here. Oh, and the attack stays the same. Okay. And it doesn't seem to boost when you hit the bell while it's on the board, so you definitely don't want to drop it turn 1 and expect it to grow. So I'm glad that I got it now to better understand it. Pretty nice overkill there. Allow me to light your candles once more. I won't be killing you quite yet. You're the first in a while to overcome a boss. As a reward, you are granted an opportunity to select a rare card. Choose carefully. Poor abandoned child, it does not die when sacrificed. But do you have the heart to try? So from what I saw of Child 13, it's a 0-1. When you sacrifice it, it becomes a 2-1. Back to a 0-1, back to a 2-1, back and forth like that. Pack rat. The prudent pack rat. Never doubt the utility of a well-stocked pack. Long elk. I have no words for this freak of nature. I still don't understand fully what that is, but it's creepy. So these are apparently both the like the elk category, the deer category from the icon there. I think I'll go with the Child 13 for repeat sacrifice. Though this one has Touch of Death, which is really good. And it's bone cost, which I don't have any other bone cost cards currently. So that should be more flexible, more useful for us. I'm not used to announcing this one. You have tinkered with the order of my maps, Kaycee. Very well. The sun rose over the sleepy firs. Birds fluttered across the paths of wolves and elk. You were embarking upon the woodlands. Okay, what do we want here? There's a campfire there, totem, that items. No, that's the mushrooms. So I don't think I have any duplicates currently, so the mushrooms aren't high value at all. So I'm planning to work towards the fire there. I believe this is for turning in pelts, which I do have one, so I'm just going to do that instead of having a totally random card. The trader's post was left abandoned. As a sign of respect for the strange woman, you took only what you could afford. Okay, so even if you kill the boss, it's still, you still get to trade. The Rat King would get you 4 bones. I'm not really amazed by any of these. I'm probably just gonna go with the Rattler. Any like fun keywords, like only the Mantis, but I already have a Mantis. I guess the Possum would be just a cheap, easy sacrifice that would cost bones, which is like what most of my cards do not cost. So I feel like I need more just like powerhouse cards, which none of these really are. Still don't know what the point of the ringworm is. It seems so bad, unless there's like an alternate effect for it. I'm just gonna go with the wolf. Oh, yeah, this is rough. I'll go with the possum. It's good to have multiple cards that cost bone. A gust from this may lift your creatures into the air, if only for a turn. A powerful item, turn this and I'll skip my next turn. Some bone tokens for a rainy night. I have never used the time freezing one, so I'll definitely go with that. It seems very powerful. Like, it just seems like directly better than the yeah, this just seems directly better than the like free squirrel, because you'll just have an extra turn to draw an extra squirrel if you really needed it. Ringworm is radical. I didn't know it did that. Oh, did you look it up? Yeah. I felt like it had to do something because it's just so bad on its own. Like a 1 cost 0-1 doesn't make sense with how everything else is statted. Ah, interesting. Okay, we're gonna go to the right. Josane in the chat is saying that if a ringworm is eaten at a campfire, the survivors will never show back up again. So that's a pretty specific use, but a powerful effect, I'm sure. Okay, so here we are just going to pass so that we get the wolf next turn. And we'll place it here so that it instantly kills their pronghorn and their mole. Ooh. I'm gonna play this out, play the bullfrog, because it's gonna power up over time. Attack in. Instantly ending the phase. Yeah, I sometimes forget just how quick the, just how low the health totals are on these. The conniving raven, a blight upon the skies. Okay, so... Oh, I don't have a totem. That was the other run, I think. I think the raven is probably what I'm going for here. The skink's pretty good though, like for just a chump blocker plus the tail thing, like it's decent to get on a minion later. I'll do the skink. Campfire. You came across the remains of a small settlement. No living person remained. Must have been something they ate. The fire sputtered on in spite of their absence. Okay, so as you just said, the ringworm will kill him. Looks like the adder kills him too. Because that's what they ate from me last time, was the adder. Maybe anything with death touch, I wonder? Okay, what could most use extra attack? The wolf getting more attack would be crazy. But, like, we might not want to put all our eggs into one basket. Anything else we want to power up for the future? Yeah, I don't know how the evolving stuff works. Yeah, I probably will do the bullfrog. It already has some investment into it. And I can give it like another powerful effect later. And 2 power-ups looks to be the max at any of those. We're gonna face another totem. All their deer will jump in front. When opposing creatures placed opposite to an empty space, card ring this sigil will move there. That is terrifying. So none of the other times I saw it did I actually see the face on the long elk. I think I just saw like the middle of it. That is horrific. Okay. I kind of just want to pass. I'm gonna grab another squirrel. And then we will sacrifice, place out the wolf here. Currently have 2 bones. I think I'll just place these both over here to instantly kill the elk, or the elk fawn. We should be able to end this next turn. We get a decent amount of overkill as well. Okay, random cards. Ah, the diligent ant. Its strength is proportionate to the size of its colony. Ah, the elusive otter. It submerges itself during his turn. The ornery porcupine. Sharp quills await those who dare attack it. Not really a fan of any of these. Sadly, none of them are reptiles. This might actually be a time I want to reroll. But I don't fully know the rules behind the reroll, or if I could like save it. I don't think I remember seeing this on the rare turn. like the chest at the end where you see rares, so it's probably not even useful then. So I guess I will just use it now to reroll. Maybe something I want to look up later. The young wolf cub. It grows into a wolf after a single turn. So I think I want either the possum or the wolf cub. I think I'm going to go with the possum. Delete a card and get permanent bones. This is a really nice thing. We're getting rid of the stoat because that has been absolutely useless for us. But now I'm even more happy having the possum now that I start with like an extra bone. Mr. Bullfrog. He is quite powerful. Okay, the pronghorn will come out there. It'll move to the right. This is kind of a hard choice on where to place. I guess we'll still just place this here. Getting it out early should be great. This is now like a really scary card because it's just going to keep boosting in power every turn as well. Good to know that its attack only went up. Okay, but it can only upgrade one time, it appears. So it just gained 1/1. I could immediately sacrifice these to play the Kraken, but it would not have much attack currently, so I'll just wait a bit. Yeah, we can play out the skink here. Ooh, that's cool. The tail also powered up because it counts as a lizard as well. I remember the bees, the beehive. Every bee that came out of it also gained the effect the beehive had on it. So anything that spawns must give its ability to what it spawns out. I think with the bees I had like extra blood or something, so or like the return to hand, so I just had so many resources that game. Okay, let's just play out a possum, do some easy sacrifices. It only has one still. I don't fully understand this then. Is it how many times you ring the bell while it's in your hand, I suppose? I should have checked it like in hand to see if it had more stats, because I think I drew that like the second turn. Okay, we have this again to reroll once more. So I don't know what, if you just always get a reroll option or what. Or maybe after you defeat an enemy, you gain another one of these. The licentious field mice. You will draw a copy when they are played. The proud wolf. I do like the wolf. I'm probably just going with the wolf here. Yeah, I'm going with Mr. Wolf. Okay, we could sacrifice. I don't recall what that is. Paint a card, it looks like. Ugh. But I mean, these campfires are so powerful right now. I think I'll probably just go with the campfire. I can always sacrifice stuff later. Like in the long run, I'm probably going to sacrifice the kingfisher onto the bullfrog. Maybe not. Would that even work? Or the skink. Ooh, okay. Sacrifice. I currently don't have enough powerful effects that I feel like sacrificing. Let's see what it is, I guess. I'm interested to see what this painting easel is. Oh no. I thought I had tossed this bottle in the river. No, I will make myself useful. Mr. Slime's back. I will paint, just like the master. Not as good as the master, no. I may make some errors. What shall I paint for you? I have no idea what I'm doing. So I clicked on the wizard portrait. I could put in the bullfrog or the wolf to make them more powerful, but I'm afraid I'm gonna screw them up. Let's do this wolf. What? I'm so confused. But I don't think I can interact with anything else here. Yes. Let's see what I can do. Does he just copy a card? What do you think? The master be proud? Please say yes. Is it just like your card? Is it good? Or no? Don't make me put you away again. Okay, so it's like a card duplicate, but more powerful. So that's incredibly good. I just wish I'd known ahead of time that I could duplicate my strong card. Plus attack. A few emaciated corpses lay within an abandoned settlement. What did you feed them? The fire looked welcoming, as always. We are going to power up our wolf here for even more ability to insta-kill. Infinite power. What are we facing? Woods. Prospector, okay. Hee-haw! 'Twas the prospector. This guy's a headache. So I'm just gonna play out a skink here, because it can block with the tail. Okay, this is just a normal wolf. It's not my powered up wolf. We're just gonna play these both down. Drop the wolf to kill the coyote. Now we don't want to get much more powerful here. We just want to stock up on cards. Am I gonna kill him this turn? I am. Ugh. I should have delayed more. Yeah, this would be a time it'd be really useful to have like a hammer to just get rid of cards on the board. There's gold in them cards. He's gonna eliminate all my cards and replace them with gold nuggets. Gold! I've struck gold! Get him. This should be really strong at this point. I'll just take 5 damage on the back swing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which would instantly kill me, so I have to play in front of one of those, sadly. We're just gonna kill these off. No, it's... Why is it only a 1? I seriously do not understand how that card works, apparently. That's really bad. I think I have to use the hook. I guess I could play that out. Now I'd still die. Let's take an extra turn. Okay. We'll deal 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But need 1 more damage. Which I will just do. After all of that, I still think I'm still gonna have to use the dang hook. I'm so angry. We're gonna hook the Bloodhound. I wanted to keep that because it's an incredibly powerful effect. But no, we just misplayed here. I pushed the phase too quickly. I needed to have more powerful options in my hand or to have killed the pack mule to get more cards. But hey, instead we just end it here. Let me relight your candles. So now I am on the lookout for item reset. You may choose a rare card. Stalwart Mole Man, the ultimate defense. The amorphous amoeba. Sigils ever changing. That's only when drawn though, so it's not like I can wait. Mantis God. Always take Mantis God. Every time. Mantis God is the GOAT. Let me see. The rank smell of rotten mold permeated the humid air. Every step forward was answered by some nearby slip or slither. You tread cautiously into the wetlands. But here, I think I'm gonna go for the challenge. I don't care about changing my totem anymore. It's already a pretty good effect. I will pick up more items. Probably going to go through another challenge. I don't care much about the pelt options right now. The Trial of Kin. 2 of the 3 drawn cards must be kin. Trial of Power. 3 cards must have at least 4 attack. Trial of Blood. You must cost at least 4 blood. So we are going to go with Power because we have a decent amount of high power cards. You only have to draw 1 of them. Definitely possible to fail, but I think we're more likely not to. Yep, there we go. You only need 1 good card. You have passed the trial. Okay. Leader, boost nearby cards and will become more powerful after a turn. Order. When it's played, you may search your deck for a card. And then the Bifurcated Strike. The Ant Queen has by far the best abilities here. The Adder is good. Plus it's a snake, so it'll get more powerful, but no. We're going with the Ant Queen. Hoarder is just... I just wish it wasn't on a 2-cost card. Do I stick with this? Maybe I do go with the Adder. These are just... They all got... all their options here are, like, flipped around from what would be best. I'm pretty sure I can't sacrifice these to give their power to other stuff, so... Guess we're going with the Adder. Hard choice. You found a squirrel in a bottle in case of emergency. Another useful implement. I'll allow you to tip the scales with it. That's just the 1 damage and then free bones. We're going with the squirrel. Its bleeding yields 3 blood if you can ignore the bleating. More free squirrels, let's go! If you deem it necessary, you may cut up one of my cards with these. I'm going with the knife. Not as strong as the hook, but it's the next best thing. Really nice that we started out with the bullfrog, but we also got the mantis god. What is flashing up there? Oh, I guess it's just the lighting freaking out, and then a spider jumps out of nowhere. Mantis god. What did I say they were? But yes, they're skizzers. Cheers? I don't know what I said, but... Ooh. Knife. Well, it's a knife with two blades attached in the middle, clearly. Okay, we are going to do another trial. Trial of blood. Trial of wisdom, at least 3 sigils. Trial of health, at least 6 health. 6 health, how hard is that for us to hit? It is very hard. Sigils, 1, 2, do these count as sigils? I think those count as sigils. I think most things have sigils, assuming these count instead of only these. We're going with sigils. Three from the adder, 1 from the bullfrog, 1 from the mantis god. So, yep. We cleared easily. As I thought, it did count both. I think we go with skink every time here because Porter is such an incredible ability. Yep. So now I'm feeling better. That was a much better card that time around. Attack power. A warm light of a campfire was a welcome sight. No hungry survivors would be bothering you this time. Who needs more attack? One thing to know is this skink can never be sacrificed because it already has keywords on it, so I think we're going to power it up to a reasonable level. It has bifurcated strike and order. I definitely feel happy when it gets played. So yeah, that's just become another one of our game-winning cards. On the left here, we have no pelts to trade. Deleting a card would be nice, but I think this might have better options with the campfire. Yeah, we'll go this way. We've got a rattler and a bullfrog. We're just gonna play out the mantis god here. I still don't understand how the hell that thing works. I rung the bell 1 time while it was in my hand. We're gonna try to keep better track of that this time. 2 times while it was in my hand. Scary stuff here. As I said, I've rung it twice while it was in my hand. Just 3 attack. I don't understand it all. Maybe it's the number of turns the current phase has taken. Because I remember last time I played it, I think it was the first turn of phase 2. So maybe it resets at the start of each like boss phase. I think that might explain my confusion. This is a scary level. What in the world is going on here, dude? We're just trying to leave 1 attack guys up in the front here. And the wolf will overkill here. We'll be left with 1 HP. This will stay alive, but I would die next turn, actually. Would I? 4, they would get 4. Would break even, I believe. Kingfisher should be nice here. But I need to deal... We're going to place the Kingfisher here. We will take an emergency squirrel to block. It should leave us alive. And from here, I think we just keep doing miscellaneous blockers. It looks like he ran out of cards to play. Yeah, this was a close one. That was a very scary amount of enemies to be just throwing onto the board. Okay, we're going the left side to do another trial. Trial of health, 6 health. Trial of kin, 2 of the 3 must be kin. Trial of power, 3 must have 4 total power. We're going back to combine to power. There we go. 0 from the bell tentacle, still success. Anything cool here? We're definitely going with the wolf cub. This hoarder is so good. And it will also be like a blocker, like an emergency blade from hand blocker thing. Sort of death on a 1-cost card is really good though. So it's between these two. Do I have any touch of death cards? Yes, I have the one long moose, sorry. I want to make sure I have at least one for like the moon at the end, assuming that is still the final boss. Though it could be totally different in this mode, I do not know for sure. We'll go with the wolf cub for extra consistency, I think. Yeah, Snapper's a reptile, so he'd become like a 2/7 on his second turn. My biggest issue is just that he's like 2 cost, and I don't much like the idea of putting another 2-cost card in. Like if we got campfires and boosted him up more, that might be interesting, but we have other stuff important to do that with. So I'm probably just going to stick with the wolf cub, because I want to be able to cycle through my deck really easily to find those game-winning cards. A few emaciated corpses lay within an abandoned settlement. What did you feed them? Okay, so attack boosting. Could get the skink up to 5 attack here, making it a game-winning play. I think I will probably do that here. Okay, there we got the wolf cub. So those will attack in with 2, that will attack in with 1. We're going to start out with the wolf cub over here on the right. I get to choose a card from my deck. We're going to choose the skink. And then we play the skink out here. So that's the sort of stuff we can do because of that one. And then, you could just pick up a possum for like a free sacrifice. And then we'll play Mantis God. So turn 1, we just decimate him. With like as much overkill as possible, I think. Yeah, that's why I really wanted the one wolf cub, so I could just grab my insta-win cards like this. The reviled skunk, its stench reduces the strength of the enemy. The caustic adder, damage from its poison bite is always lethal. Stalwart Snapper, a near impenetrable defense. I think I want the Adder again. I mean, I'd prefer to just choose no cards here at all, but I think the Adder is the most impactful of these. Otherwise, like the Snapper, it's a good blocker, and it'll boost up to a 2/7 on the following turn because of our totem. No, I'm going with the Adder, plus it'll make it so if we go to a Mushroom right here, we'll be able to combine them pretty easily. You came upon the old woodcarver who fixed her intense gaze upon you. After an overlong moment of silence, she moved to offer her carvings. Now the question is, do I want any of these, which would overwrite what I currently have? I don't really. Do I even have the option to not take them, though? It's giving my reptiles poison. Most of my reptiles already have poison or really high attack, so they insta-kill anyway. Birds. I don't think I have many birds. I have the Kingfisher. That's probably it. And then blocking. But I don't want any of these. Am I able to pick on something else, or will it let me choose after the fact? I can't back away. It definitely seems like it makes me choose something here. Hopefully it lets me choose now. Yes, it does. Okay, so that's just adding stuff to our repertoire for later, and then we still get to choose what we want to build. That's good to know. So going to the totems never overwrites what you already own. The gray-haired woman silently collected her carvings and left. It probably was better for me to grab, like, the bird, just in case later we find birds that are important, or the poison. We are the mycologists, yes? Yes. And we are performing our experiments far from... We are not welcome elsewhere. We will experiment on your flock, yes? We will need 2 of the same creatures, 1 for each of us. Sacrifice. Okay, so any of these less worth keeping separate. This is nice to have just so that we have like bone sacrifices really easily. The Adder, it will always poison. The Skink, I'm a bit scared about whether it will keep both effects there fully. Might just combine the wolves. Yeah, let's just combine the wolves here. As long as it keeps bifurcated strikes, we're good. Well, I guess we'll find out if it doesn't. Yes, it does. 9/4, 2/2 wolf. The wolf. It is now 1. Yes, yes it is. Might have been better to do the Skink there, but the Skink's still a 1/1, good defender. Like, just a normal wolf at this point doesn't offer me, like, anything good. A foul smell invaded your nostrils and caused your throat to seize. A hulking man sat by a brackish pond, with his feet submerged in the dark water. He pulled a hook from a pile of rotting fish and rose to his feet. I am the angler. Go fish. This guy's always cool. Okay, not the Skink I wanted. You can instantly play out the wolf though, which is pretty cool. Okay, so I believe that gives like a 4/2 with diving once you kill the bait bucket. Raven's a 2/3. That's gonna be a hard thing. I think we're going to start out by playing the wolf right here. And then we are going to... probably play out a possum here just to get an extra attack in and swap it for the skink. And we're attacking in. Go, fish. Nice, we instantly killed that and ended phase 1. But what does he do for phase 2? Oh yeah, he replays more bait buckets. That's what it was. Yeah, this should be a good setup then. And we instantly win. Yeah, some of our game-winning cards are just becoming so powerful. Your reward. The eternal serpent. Death strengthens it forever. So that's good to know. Yeah, we're going to take the Ouroboros because he is cool. Yeah, I don't think I ever got him in one of these rare chests, so I didn't know about his special effect until I got him again in part 3 of the main story. Let me think. Ooh, spooky. So I think what we need most here is to sacrifice one of our weak cards, which would be like Mantis God, onto something with a lot of attack. The Bullfrog, most likely. Otherwise, the Wolf. But the Bullfrog is only 1 cost, so I think I feel better about placing it on the Bullfrog. Yeah, now we have a lot of like game-winning options here. Pretty quick. I assume this is the final boss? Question mark. I hope you are adequately prepared. Perhaps one more to be safe. Okay, so it definitely seems like his standard final boss phase. Triple Strike Frog in our initial hand is incredible. I think we're just going to instantly play him out. We don't end this phase now. I believe he goes prospector mode, turning everything into ingots, but we will be ending the phase. Let's draw more from our primary deck and attack in. Should end the phase. You capably endured the onslaught of rare creatures, but the true challenge was forthcoming. Shadowy figures appeared before you. In their eyes glimmered a recognition of kinship, but colored by guilt. They were betraying you. I remember that one fondly. So unfortunately, it looks like... Ooh, actually no, this guy powered up. He's very healthy right now. So I think this will just instantly end the current phase anyway. We're just going to draw and attack in. Ending phase 2. Starting what I believe should be the moon phase unless it's changed. But we do have poison. This damned moon. It's dramatic, yes. But it provides no value to my board. I wonder. Also wonder if the scissors would be able to cut the moon in half. Now that is value. Okay, so I do have the adder, so I just need 2 sacrifices. Omni Strike, Mighty Leap, Omni Strike, Tidal Lock. Made of Stone. A card bearing this sigil is immune to the effects of Touch of Death and Stinky. Okay, so this gained a new effect that makes it much harder to cheese. So I wish I would have drawn an actual card instead. But oh well. I'm not going to play this right now because I think it's the number of button presses from the start of the phase. There have been no button presses, so it would still be weak. So I'm just going to play out a Kingfisher because it should be able to evade hits unless the gravity title locked is something I don't know about. Yeah, dealing a ton of damage with the Elder Bullfrog though. Okay, this wolf is really strong. I'm just gonna sacrifice Kingfisher, go in with both of these. I should have placed this off to the side in case I got another multi-strike unit. There is the Ouroboros. There are no cards you can cut, so yeah, it appears that doesn't work. But anyway, we should be able to instantly kill the moon here. You really destroyed the moon. I suppose all that's left is to finish me off. Go on. We'll take one more turn to actually kill him. And we'll get a whole lot of overkill. But is that the end? Victory. Bosses defeated. We got 2 achievements. Rookie mistake and dubious challenge. Victory. Bosses defeated for cards drawn 114. Most scales damaged in 1 turn was 16. I believe that was probably the very end there. Squirrels harmed. 44 squirrels were harmed in the making of this run. Sacrifices 52. Misplays 16. That's interesting. Makes me wonder what it considers misplays to be. Huh. I kind of want to look that up later. Pricey pelts, check. I think that was the challenge I did. Entry number 1. Okay, I need to write this down now so I don't go to sleep and tell myself I dreamt it. I'm working late and testing the latest build, and out of nowhere the angler starts freaking out. Like he pulled something up out of the river with his hook. Then he gets up and walks. There's no walk animation for this character. WTF? He walked right into the cabin. I followed him in and couldn't find him. Leshy had some new dialogue lines that I cannot find in the dialogue file. He said something about some old data and how the anglers served him well or something. I'm so tired that I'm already wondering if I made this up. So this is an entry from Kaycee, and this is apparently the start of everything going wrong. Or the game becoming sentient, basically. The angler seems to have fished up the old data that was stored on the disk before the game was ever placed there. And yeah, it seems to have granted him and Leshy like sentience and new things not included in the original game. Really cool. Cards unlocked. Wild Bull. At the end of the owner's turn, Wild Bull will move in the direction inscribed in the sigil. Creatures in the way will be thrown back behind it. 2 cost 3/2, same as a wolf, but with some like positioning stuff going on. The Cuckoo. Airborne. Also, when Cuckoo is played, an egg is created on the opposing space. Huh. Wonder if the egg's like a 0/1 or something. That's actually really cool. Like, if the egg doesn't evolve, I guess. So the Cuckoo, if the egg is just a 0/1 or something, you'd be able to block off that space so your opponent can't put minions there to attack you. And you'd always be able to keep dealing 1/1 over top with this Cuckoo. So my only question is, does the egg hatch after a turn and become a 1/1 of this as well? and they just kill each other, like then I don't think this card's that good. But otherwise, yeah, it could be really neat. And like it'd still be a good effect if like you were able to power up the base version of the card, have more attacks. So maybe it's still going to be good. But challenge unlocked. Boss totems. Boss battles are also totem battles, plus 15 challenge points. Now that's cool. So they would have a certain tribe that's also like all powered up. So that's a really neat one. Plus it's 15 whole challenge points. So that seems like a pretty big deal. Unlocks cards. Let's see, how many pages are there here? 1, 2, 3, 4 pages of 4. So like 16 cards to unlock, basically. That is obvious there. Starter decks. Ooh, that's neat. So currently we just have the simple one they give you in the story, but we might be able to get more powerful options later. Challenges. Still a decent amount of challenges left to unlock. Devlog. Wow, 12 whole entries, so we could get more backstory behind the game. But okay. I think that's probably all I'm going to do for today. That was a nice hour-and-a-half stream of Inscryption Kaycee's mod. Really, really neat mode there. I definitely felt more freedom than the original game. And I could definitely see putting in like more time, more runs into this. Of all the parts of the game, I do think the first section was my favorite gameplay wise. A lot of really interesting mechanics. So it's nice that this is just more of that. And yeah, we got really lucky there with the campfire mechanic, not even knowing that the adder would just kill off the survivors for the rest of the time. Because we got a ton of value off that. That's really good to know for the future. And we can maybe find out other things to sacrifice early like that. But yeah, really cool game, really fun. I loved the main story mode, even though it took me like 13 hours to complete everything. Like it was really solid, really interesting stuff. And I'm glad to be able to play more of it and maybe experience more of a challenge as we like stack up more and more on the challenge mode. So that's it for me. Thank you for tuning in if you did. I am hoping at one point to make a video of my overall base game Inscryption run. So like cutting out a lot of the like dead air and like travel time. So yeah, I'll try to do that at some point. Thanks for tuning in and have an excellent night. Farewell. See y'all next time.